Welcome back to Sports Night Niagara. I'm your host, Jeremy White. We're wrapping things up this season with a State of the State, State of the Department, and State of the CHA report here with Director of Athletics Ed McLaughlin, also CHA Commissioner as well.
Absolutely.
So we have a lot to get to when it comes to not only the CHA tournament, but what's going on at Niagara. But I guess we should start with the CHA tournament because it's the 12th and 13th. It's at Dwyer Arena. So I guess what does it mean for the university in terms of preparation, and what do you look forward to about hosting the tournament?
Well, it's a really a nice thing for us to have it not only being the last tournament for the CHA. We hosted in 2008 when we won it, so that's it's always good luck to bring it back. But it's also a nice little tune-up for us for next year for the World Juniors. So we're excited about it. It's going to be great college hockey there. Obviously, Bemidji's playing very, very well, and they're one of the top 5 teams in America. So I think for our fans and for the fans of college hockey in Western New York, I think it'll be a fun weekend.
What did you take away from the last time you hosted it?
Little things that we had to do better, and just to make sure the student-athlete experience was what it needed to be. But it's certainly, I always say, if you play for a championship on your home court or your home ice or your home field, that's a huge advantage. And I think that's a great advantage for our kids going into the game. So
Robert Morris, Alabama, Huntsville, and Bemidji will all be here. What kind of atmosphere is it like for people that maybe missed out last time around?
Well, it'll be interesting. As this being the last time around, it'll be a different dynamic. And the last time we did in 2008 is when Wayne State played its last game. So that was a strange thing, and it was really a nice thing for the other student-athletes to celebrate Wayne State in their last game. But it's going to be a great atmosphere. I think we'll have good crowds, and it's always fun to play in Dwyer, whether you're a visiting player or a home player. The kids always say it's a good time to play in there, as they like to call it, a full barn.
Yeah, and we've talked about this in the past, but you can obviously update us on what's going on with the transition from the CHA to Atlantic Hockey. What's the latest? What will happen from here?
Next year we'll start playing, and we've already started going to meetings, and Robert Morris and Niagara will be in Atlantic Hockey next year, and we're excited about it. And a lot of great schools, and we're leaving a league with some good league partners and institutions to another league with great league partners and institutions.
Opponents a little bit closer. I mean, that's one of the benefits that you will have is there are a couple trips that are just down the road a little bit. So are you looking forward to getting some more regional rivalries developed?
Well, I think that's part of it. I think it'd be really nice for our fans to go on the road and see our team play. I mean, I don't know a lot of our fans that have gone to Bemidji, Minnesota or Alabama, Huntsville, Alabama to see us play. And for our students, when we played RIT this year, we had a good student crowd. We had a lot of fans there. And we played Canisius, we always have a good crowd. So I think those naturally close rivalries, Mercyhurst is another one that's only an hour and a half away. So I think it's going to be really nice for our fans and for our students just to be able to do it. And the wear and tear on the kids is obviously significantly less. Where you can jump on a bus and be at a game in an hour. It's a lot different than the 16-hour trip that takes you to get to Bemidji.
Yeah. And when it comes to the schedule looking forward, of course, the conference is going to change. Is the plan still to do what you have done the last few years, trips to Michigan, Cornell, Maine, top-notch opponents? The kids get an opportunity to play against top-notch opponents, really big atmospheres. You can see it on the players' faces when they go into Michigan.
Absolutely.
That's a trip the players really love. So is that obviously still the plan?
Yeah, we'll play some more games in the league. We'll go to 27 or 28 games versus the 20 we play now in the CHA. But we always want to try to schedule the best in the country, really, as well as we can, and give our student-athletes a chance to play those non-conference games, to get ready for our conference, and get ready to try to play in the NCAA tournament.
So how about the World Juniors? Because if the CHA was the warm-up for the World Juniors, how much grander a scale will that be?
Oh, it's a huge undertaking, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event for this area. And we're really thrilled that the Sabres will have us as part of it, and our partnership with the Sabres, we're thrilled about it because it's really the biggest hockey tournament beside the one that just got over yesterday, but it's the biggest hockey tournament in the world. And to have the world at Dwyer Arena is going to be, I think, a really special thing.
And to be so close to Canada and in the U.S., obviously there's going to be just incredible atmosphere, not only from those two countries, but have you received any sort of feedback or any sort of inquiry from, Russia, Czechoslovakia, or Czech Republic, Slovakia, all these other faraway lands are going to come to Niagara?
Yeah, most of the ticket sales so far have been from other countries. So it'll be really nice to have it, and I think it'd be nice for those who are involved with it, some of our volunteers who are around the program and want to be involved with the World Juniors. They'll get to be really intimately involved with some of those other programs like Russia, like Sweden, like the Czech Republic. and get to know those student athletes as well. And I think it's going to be a really, really special week.
How much of a bump did you see in terms of interest with the World Juniors and the way they ended when the U.S. beat Canada in overtime? obviously the decision, the announcement was made well before that, but when the World Juniors actually happened, I know I stood up and took notice, like, oh yeah, they're coming here. This whole tournament's going to be here, and Niagara's going to be a part of that.
Well, I think what really got it going is during that game, the championship game that the U.S. won, the folks on NHL Network were talking about next year and being in Buffalo, and talked about Berkey and the Niagara hockey program. And you can't buy that type of advertising. NHL Network goes over 35 million homes in the U.S. and even more in Canada. You can't buy that type of advertising. And they talked about what a quality program that Berkey's really built here. And from that bump, that's where it really took off. I mean, I was getting text messages and phone calls, and Berkey certainly got a lot. I mean, all his friends in Canada, you know, the text messages from Welland started flowing in, you know. But that's when it really took off, and people said, "Oh yeah, that's right, we're hosting the World Juniors," and the excitement really built from there.
We're going to step aside for a minute, come back, and talk about the men's basketball team with the MAC tournament on the way. Still lots to get to, and also a host for the NCAA tournament. Lots to get to here with Director of Athletics Ed McLaughlin on Sports Night Niagara next.